welcome back to Better Preparedness. Now, this episode, well, first of all, I got a new kit. Isn't this cool? Well, a friend of mine in South Africa has a custom clothing company that mostly does like running and cycling kit. And, well, I figured I'd have him, we work together on trying to find a design. And check this out, it's Better Preparedness cycling kit. Even has the logo on the back, so I'm pretty excited. And this is the absolute first ride with this, so very excited, and it's super comfortable because today is a big ride. Now, let's talk about when you want to do a big outing. So today is supposed to be about a 6-hour ride from Ottawa, kind of southwest of Ottawa, to somewhere I'm trying to get to by the end of today. Now, the forecast had been good all week. It was looking pretty good, and now it's a real mixed bag. So this is actually going to be a bit of a short video. If you're new to the channel, well, click that subscribe button. If you're returning, Better Preparedness viewer, well, thanks for coming back. So this video is about those tricky decisions you have when the forecast isn't exactly what you're hoping for. Now, I'll show some footage right now of me earlier today, and this is earlier me looking at the forecast. So there was a storm system kind of heading towards Ottawa, and so I delayed my departure. I'm going to show you the radar. You can see there's a blip of weather band, really pretty icky. The more towards red the color, the worse it is. Now the thing is that the forecast for the end of the day is a mixture of heat warning, it's really hot, and there's also the potential of big thunderstorms, because that's kind of what happens around Ottawa when you get this super heat and humid weather conditions. So this video is about those tricky decisions, whether to call it off completely, whether to delay, whether to change, whether to shorten it. So what I ended up doing for today is I delayed my start to see what was going to happen with that weather pattern, because I didn't really feeling like getting absolutely dumped on by rain and everything. Because right now what I'm doing is I have about 20k into this ride so far, but in about 3 or 5k this is going to turn into gravel, and it's going to be a gravel dirt thing for about 50 kilometers, and that gets pretty icky. So I decided to see if the weather would pass. Now it kind of diffused itself as it approached Ottawa, so well, better safe than sorry. So I did delay my start because of this weather that was turning, but now I'm going to have to push, so it's going to be a short video. I'm going to have to push pretty hard because I'm going to try to get through this day's ride. About 6 hours, I'm on my vintage mountain bike with slicks, so it's a bit of a slow going bike. It's the only one I have here in Canada right now, and it's slow going. I've got about 6 hours, 5.5, 6 hours if things go pretty well of pure biking time. I'm going to try to push forward before this afternoon's weather system happens. Again, if it does, because you never really know if it's going to happen or not. But this video is I'm going to show you a bit of footage about it and tell you a little bit about my preparedness in case things really do go belly up in terms of weather. But first of all, time to put some more miles in this new Better Preparedness cycling kit, and thanks for watching. So stay tuned, got lots more footage, and let's keep talking. Thanks. So I'm going to attach a little photo there. Now you see this little triangle. I'm going to zoom in. This little triangle represents the Trans-Canada Trail. Much of Canada is linked east-west and north-south, I think it is. Although still there's a couple sections that are work in progress. Are a trail network that you can go across Canada on. Now, this is totally cool. I crossed Canada from north to south many years ago on an epic bike trip, but here, a second, you got an intersection coming up. All this to say, maybe one day I'll try to do the Trans-Canada Trail and bike across the country via the trail, or who knows what. But if you're going to do it, make sure you follow those little orangey triangles and they point the direction of the trail. There you go, better preparedness tip if you feel like crossing Canada by trails. Although it isn't completely finished, so find out which sections aren't finished yet and what you'll have to do. This is going to be the coolest temperatures of the day. The sun has now broken through that kind of misty stuff this morning, and now I'm on the Trans-Canada Trail through this forest. This is pretty much the only kind of shaded bit of riding I'm going to have for almost the entire day. I've got another 5 hours ahead of out in the open. That's going to be fun, especially since the temperature is just skyrocketing. At least there's a bit of a nice breeze, but I think that's going to be a headwind as I come out of this. Anyways, I'll see. This is pretty cool. They have bike pump and a whole bunch of tools. They even have instructional things. That's pretty cool. The city of Ottawa is getting better and better. I still feel the city was late getting into the game of really providing bike infrastructure, but you know, there are these things more and more around the city, and the infrastructure like this rail trail, well, it's definitely a step in the right direction. So keep it up, Ottawa. Wickedly hot out, so I'm taking any opportunity. I've got 3 bottles with me, but I'll have a long stretch where I won't be able to just refill at taps and stuff. These rail trails have been increasingly developed around many parts of Canada, really. And what they've done is they've taken old railway beds, and I guess they must have bought the land, or maybe they got the companies handed over the land that these rail tracks used to be on. But what's amazing is that they've created these entire networks, whereas we don't have splendiferous paved trails like in much of Europe. At least we increasingly have these rail trails. And you can see behind me, it's rather straight. And they're usually not too hilly, for one, because trains can't handle hills. And so they have to, well, they follow the old tracks, the beds of the tracks. So in this case, I'm on a very long straightaway, but I'm off the roads, which is really nice. Which is also one of the reasons why I'm on here, is that I bypass what used to be a lot more on-road time for about the first half of this ride. Increasingly, well, with this rail trail, I get to be on, well, there's dirt gravel, sorry. I get to be on this dirt gravel trail for much of the first 60, 70K. I can tell you, I appreciate it, even though it's a bit more, you know, work. I also have to admit, I had a bit of an oops moment. We'll call it that. I had my phone in this little pouch here. This is one of my Solomon backpacks, and thought, well, since I had the external microphone with the wind protector on it, I put the phone in, and it fits pretty well. Unfortunately, I went over a big bump a little while ago, and the phone fell out. Now I do have a kind of protective case on the phone, but I have either cracked the kind of screen protector, or I've cracked the main screen of the phone. I guess I'll see when I get there and can take a closer look, but that was a bit of a dork moment. It's pretty practical to have the phone with the mic already set up. Since I'm riding and vlogging at the same time, it's easier to just take it out than to fish it out, put the mic in, try to film like that. Anyways, we'll see. Maybe I need to rig this up to make it less possible for it to fall out, because it's pretty handy. Anyways, more rail trail ahead. Hey, look at these green tunnels. This is a rail trail. This used to be a rail line, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers of rail lines in Canada. But this gives you an idea of what train drivers or conductors, train engineers, this is what they see day in, day out through much of more remote parts of Canada. but it really gives you a perspective of what they see the majority of their career in between the cities. So anyways, kind of neat. It's been pretty quiet out here. I'm about 2 hours in. Still got another hour of rail trail before I get onto smaller roads, paved roads at least. You might ask what I've got in the pack. Well, and hopefully this isn't too windy. I've got a pretty strong wind now coming a bit from my left front side. Anyways, in the pack, I decided to bring this pack today because it allowed me to bring a super compact raincoat, a helmet cover, rain cover. Totally get one of those. They're so compact. If you get a really cold rain and everything, when your head is really wet, the rest of you is cold and wet. So this way helps protect. Plus I have an extra water bottle, and plus in addition to the 2 water, whoa, got a bit of a wind there. In addition to the 2 water bottles on my bike, I've got a bit of extra food in case I get hungry, and small emergency kit. Hopefully won't need that. And then on the bike, I've got my bike tool pouch, a pump, and spare tubes, chain tool, and various things in the pouch. All right, more rail trail. Hey, the Carton Place. According to this banner, Carlton Place is 200 years old. So now I head inland a bit. I've done the rail trail, and it's mostly paved roads and stuff like that. So far, making good progress. I've got another solid 2.5, maybe a little bit more hours, and haven't stopped. Just been drinking lots and trying to make as much headway before any afternoon storms start. Because when they start, they're big around here, and there's no real place for me to get shelter. So I don't want to be out here when the lightning storms surface as predicted. So here you go. I'm gonna push on. Wasn't planning to this, but just had a puncture in the back rear. Quick repair, hopefully. Hopefully the patch holds up, and if not, I'll use the spare tube. But I gotta get going because this weather is changing. Well, had a bit of bad news as I was finishing repairing my back tire. A lady stopped to see if I was okay. But secondly, advised there's been a tornado warning for this part of the province. That's not good. So I've got about 40-ish K to go, and I'm pushing on a faster pace, much faster. Well, not that I was diddly-dallying before, certainly not now. I should add that came very close to hitting a deer. There's a mama and baby walking on the road, and kind of had my head down because I'm putting a big effort in. I came to within about 3 meters of them. Then one went left, one went right. So hopefully they'll be reunited, certainly. Well, that's that dark sky system I'm not too fond about. I'm really hoping that's going to bypass me because I'm going this way. Up ahead it's not as bad, so I'm really hoping I'm going around the edge of this storm and that's not going to open up on me. I guess time will tell. But I'm pushing on pretty hard effort. Yuck. It's pretty awful weather. Sorry, there's going to be a bit of wind noise as my microphone's away. Put on my helmet cover, got my jacket on. I just spent an hour inside a little store. Thank you for the shelter and yummy chips. Unfortunately, I'm still about an hour away. Time to get going. What a day. Sorry, the external mic is not on here. The lens is probably a little dirty, and I am royally cooked. It's been a long day in the saddle for the 135k ride. Just fortunately didn't have that tornado that was warned about, but I took refuge in the business for about an hour and 20 minutes, and thank you so much. Sorry, this is really probably, the lens is really not clear. Anyways, got 1 more kilometer to go. Thanks for sticking with me. If you're still watching this, really appreciate it. Click that subscribe button with a little bell beside it, and that like button while you're at it. Show Google that you enjoyed it, or you enjoyed watching the video. I am going to get absolutely devoured by these deer flies as soon as I stop riding. I'm so hungry. A little dehydrated too, but ridiculously hungry. Hi! Thanks for watching. Better Preparedness.